Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the CBD Mombasa. In particular point right there, man. Mnasema hujafika Mombasa kama hujaona pembe za Mombasa, and right there we are, man. Check out the Mombasa Pembe, you know. That's what we are checking out at the moment. So maybe I'll give you a brief history of this later in this video, but Hamjambo wadau, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mombasa City, and in this video we get to tackle Mombasa City, why it has the tasks, why were they constructed, how did they come to be, who constructed them. So we are gonna debunk all that in this video, so kindly just sit back, relax, and let's get to learn. So the Mombasa City tasks are among the most iconic landmarks in Mombasa, that is in the country Kenya in East Africa, and they were constructed to commemorate a royal visit and to symbolize the city's historic ties with trade, tourism and the colonial history. So when were they constructed? Maybe you may be wondering. The Mombasa City tasks, ama Pembe za Ndovu za Mombasa, were constructed, or they were built in 1952, and basically it was to commemorate the visit of Queen Elizabeth II to Mombasa. I'll take that again, to celebrate or to commemorate the visit of Queen Elizabeth II to Mombasa. And then they're very symbolistic in the sense that they represent the entrance to the heart of the city, and they serve as a symbolic welcome to visitors. So anytime you're coming to Mombasa, these particular tasks just get to invite you, or they get to welcome you to the city of Mombasa. They also pay homage to the Mombasa's historical role as the gateway to the explorers, the traders, and all the colonial powers that, you know, got to get into Kenya at that period, because they were they were built in 1952. So one question that you may ask yourself is, where are these tasks located? If you're maybe coming across this video and you've not been to Mombasa, and then you're like, so where are they actually located? So these tasks, ama Pembe za Ndovu, they are located along Moi Avenue in Mombasa's CBD, and they form a very good arc over the dual carriageway. So the road is a dual carriageway, and these four tasks form an arc on top. Of course, they are arranged in pairs such that they form the letter M to symbolize Mombasa when they are viewed from the front. So they get to intersect at the main road, and that makes them very visible to all the passing traffic. So they are located in Moi Avenue, and I think it's now clear that you know their location. And then another thing that we also need to look at, what is the structure and design of these tasks? So as I have earlier said, there are four tasks arranged in pairs to form the letter M for Mombasa when viewed from the front. You may be wondering, I think there is this notion that they were actually formed from ivory, but I want to debunk that and say that no, it is a lie. These tasks are not actually formed from ivory. Initially they were formed, or rather originally they were made of wood, but later they got reinforced and upgraded with aluminium. So currently they are made of aluminium. And then maybe what is the height of this? So it's approximated that they are approximately 15 to 22 feet tall. That is between 4.5 meters to 6.7 meters tall. So it's an estimation. There is no clear source that says this is the accurate size. So it's all an estimation from the various sites that have tried to research about them. And then who created these particular tasks? Remember, they were created, or they were built to welcome the Queen Elizabeth II in her coming to Mombasa. But then who created them? So ideally, since it was to celebrate the Queen, it had to be commissioned by the British colonial government, and the key builders, or the construction company that did this, they were called Mancham Builders. They are a private company that were tasked to do this, but the commissioning was done by the British colonial government. And then one may be wondering, what is the value of these tusks in Mombasa, do they have any value? No, they don't have a value because you can't place any monetary worth on them at the moment, but they're taken to be very priceless in value as they account much to Mombasa's heritage and tourism. Is there any other thing that we need to know about Mombasa beside the tusks? Of course. Mombasa is a very commercial and administrative hut, and the Mombasa CBD has quite a number of landmarks that are actually very key. One of them, of course, being the Fort Jesus that we already saw in the previous video. There is the Mombasa Old Town, which is partly part of this video. As you can see, there is a bit of Old Town that we've captured in this video. Then, of course, the locals, the island terminus. Those are some of the locations in CBD that are, key to look at. But then, of course, you realize that Mombasa also blends very well with the Swahili culture, the colonial history, and the modern business activities around tourism, port operations, commerce, and all that. Now, there is one interesting fact that we need to capture before we finish this video around the tusks. They are a symbol of prosperity, and they welcome visitors arriving in the city or arriving in the city of Mombasa, or maybe those coming from the airport, those just passing around Moi Avenue. So they are a symbol of welcome, and they are also a very good photo spot. The tusks are a very good photo spot because this is where most people get. It's actually one of the most photographed places in Mombasa. It's a very key. It's a very, very, very key point. And as I said, sometimes people mistaken it to be made of ivory. However, this is not the case. They are not made of ivory. They are made of aluminium. So that is a myth that we need to debunk. And any other thing that you need to know about these tusks? I don't think there's anything else that I've not mentioned, but all I'll now do is urge you and encourage you to visit Mombasa to just, have an interaction with this, not just the tusks, but all the other sites or all the other key areas in the CBD, like the Swahili and Arabic architecture, the white buildings. You see the very beautiful buildings in Mombasa. The architecture is really good. So that is one of the things that you need to interact with. Of course, it has a very good market, like the Marikiti market. It's a market that you really need to come and visit, So it's another thing that you need to know about Mombasa as well. Of course, a lot of other historic buildings, like what I've just showed you guys. There are a lot of historic buildings, You see all these buildings. They are really good. They just have something about them that, we need to take note of course, So there's a lot that you can get to see in Mombasa. But then, beside this, I guess it's about time we now get to experience Moi Avenue. It's about time we got to experience the tusks. So wacha tuende tukaone basi pembe za ndovu, tuende nalo. Karibuni kwa pembe za Mombasa basi watu wangu. Hamjambo, karibuni kwa pembe. Leo ukifika kwa pembe utoke na accent ya Kiswahili tafadhali. Uzike shenga hapa.
Hapa mkawa janja. Watu utaka kupiga picha nyinyi wadonge pesa na mnasimu. Hapa mkawa janja.
Wanalipisha? Wanalipisha hapa?
Usiombe mtu asikwambie ati akupiga picha na kamera. Si upige na simu yako.
Simu inaenda akaanza kulipisha. Wengine wana kamera. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
hamjambo, karibuni Mombasa. Basi here we are in Mombasa, and you can see what we have right ahead of us, man. Pretty beautiful. It's a nice view, and of course Pembe tunazo hatuna, you know. Yeah man, the place is looking pretty good, pretty beautiful, and I hope that you are enjoying the whole view. Wanafunzi ni wengi kidogo pale, naona kuna MMU kutoka Nairobi. You know, people have come by to just have a look at this place. So I do hope that you are enjoying this particular place. So yeah man, this is how our experience is going on as Civic TV, and I do hope that you are loving the kind of content that we are putting out, and you'll keep subscribing, you'll keep watching us as we give you a tour of Mombasa City. Because again man, I can't say that we've been to Mombasa if we've not given you the best of the beaches, the best of the ferry, the best of Hala Parks and all that. So there are many other places that we are yet to visit, and we'll definitely visit and bring to you. But right now I'm just giving you a city tour, and I hope that you are actually enjoying the city tour. So keep it Civic TV, your home of infotainment, and keep enjoying the videos that we are actually putting out here. So stay tuned and keep watching, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the CBD Mombasa. And particular point right there man, tunasema hujafika Mombasa kama hujaona pembe za Mombasa, and right there we are man. Check out the Mombasa Pembe, you know. That's what we are checking out at the moment. So maybe I'll give you a brief history of this later in this video, but this point is very iconic in Mombasa, and every time you pass there, it's one of the key indicators that you are actually in Mombasa, or the key locations, or the iconic locations in Mombasa. So anytime you pass by here and you get to cross this point, it's an indicator that you're actually in Mombasa. So I'm glad that you've been part of this video, and I'm glad that you enjoyed Mombasa. You can see the white pale mbele. Jambo. Joto. Mafujo. Yo. Let's go.